Hey guys, it's Ansen and Isaac with Real FM, and we decided in our last music test that we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask us some questions. We did this once before, a while back, and had some really good questions. We know with those music surveys, we're always asking you questions.
Right.
So we figure it's just fair that we give you an opportunity to ask us some questions. And I think we got some really good ones again today. So Isaac's got the list of questions. He's going to roll through them. We're going to try to get you guys some answers, and hopefully we answer all of your questions to your satisfaction.
Let's jump in! Okay, this is the first question. This is from Andrew. Do you think the beta test is going as planned?
That's a really good question. So it's kind of crazy. Real FM, we started it at the end of August last year, so we're getting close to our first birthday for Real FM, and we're still working on the beta test, and I think it has gone really well so far. You know, some of the things that we wanted to determine in the beta test are some internal things for us as a staff. Do we have the staffing that we need to be able to run the station well and make a good product? And we feel like the answer to that question we think is yes. Hopefully you guys agree. And then, some of the other things we're trying to work through are what kind of podcasts do we want to do? What kind of shows do we want to do? And that's why we're constantly sending you guys all of these surveys, asking all of these questions, is to try to answer those questions. Right. But by and large, the feedback has been really positive. We're seeing a growth in listenership as we go along. And honestly, we haven't even really been working super hard at trying to grow the audience a lot. We're trying to hone the product and make it the best it can be. Right. And I think now we're kind of getting to that point where we can go into the next phase of trying to go after more audience and get more people listening. And so that's kind of phase 2. And I think that's kind of where we're headed for year 2 for Real FM. So
cool. This is from Dylan. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
I don't know if we're qualified to answer that question.
You've come to the right place, Dylan.
I think the answer is 42.
42?
As far as I know, unless you have a different answer.
I was going to say 43, but
okay.
I think I'll default back to your 42. All right, that feels more comfortable.
Let's go with that.
This is from Dwayne. Do you play any classics, oldies, CCM?
No, not really. Sorry, Dwayne.
Sorry,
the crazy thing with radio is that most stations have discovered you really have to kind of pick a niche and go after that niche to be successful. Right. And so the niche that we've picked for Real FM at this point is kind of modern pop and hip hop and some EDM, and really trying to focus on doing that well. And as soon as we start to open it up to other categories of music, then you make some people happy, but you make other people not as happy. Right. And so we've tried to pick that as our focus. And if you're looking for older CCM, KLRC actually will probably give you more of that than Real FM will. But we're always open to feedback, and if we get feedback that's what a lot of people are looking for, we'll go after it. But the feedback we're hearing right now is for Real FM is modern new music, and that's kind of what we're going for at the moment.
Cool. This is from Erica. Who does the male and female voices for Real FM?
Oh, like on the stream,
right?
That's a good question. So we have a couple great people who do that for us. The guy's name is Rajan. He has been helping us out. He's kind of been our latest addition, and I really love what he's doing for us. And then the gal that does the voice for us, her name is Andrea, and she actually lives here in Northwest Arkansas. She's a good friend of the station, and so we're really thankful for both of them. They do a really great job. And they are Real FM, basically. So, they do great work. We love having them as being part of the team. So,
right on. This one is from Dree. Who is that hot guy in the afternoons with Kara? He sounds dreamy.
So that's my wife. Thank you, wife. Just to clarify,
this isn't a Real FM groupie.
Yeah. Thank you, Dree. That really boosts my self-confidence. I really appreciate that. So she's good at that.
Nice. This is from Victor. Do you guys have the ability or interest to do live remotes for major events?
Potentially, yeah. If you got something, let us know. If you got a big event coming up or something that you think it would be cool to have Real FM at, let us know. We have some limited staffing, and so we gotta prioritize what we can do and what we can't do. But we've actually been at a couple of college events lately, just with a table and handing out some stickers and getting the word out about Real FM. So if you have an event that you think would be a good fit, let us know. We can't make any promises, but we promise to at least look into it and let you know. So.
Yeah. This is from Sydney. Any chance you could start playing more music by Riley Clemens?
Potentially, yeah. Riley Clemens is great. She was here for Faith and Family Night for KLRC a couple of months ago.
Yep.
We're playing the one song with her in Tritonal right now called Out My Mind, which
is good.
I like that song a lot.
I like that song.
And she just released a couple new singles as well. So yeah, I'm guessing we'll have more Riley Clemens on the station in the near future.
Yeah, and just as a note for that, if you have a song by them that you want to suggest, if you're doing the feedback for the beta tester program, you can actually submit a song, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can send us an email through our website. You can let us know on social media. Send us a Facebook message or a post or on Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah.
You know how to get a hold of us on our social media profiles. Any song that you're like, hey, you guys need to take a listen to this because I think it would be awesome on Real FM. We're always open to that feedback. We'd love some feedback on what kind of music you guys want to hear. So.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to mispronounce this name. It's from Natasha. Nastasia.
Nastasia. Are we saying that right?
Yeah.
Probably not.
How do you determine which secular music is acceptable to play on Real FM?
That is a really good question, actually. So that's one of the unique things about Real FM. We're trying to do kind of a mix of some mainstream music and some more explicitly Christian music. And it's always a bit of a tough thing to balance to get that right, and so that's one of the things that we would love your feedback on. We want to know if we're hitting that balance right. If we are, let us know, and if we're not, let us know. And that's one of the things we're going to try to continue to improve on. But one of the things we really try to do is, even with the mainstream music that we do play, we try to pick stuff that has what we feel like some meaning behind it, some value. Not that every song has to be this super deep spiritual song or something like that. Sometimes it's fun to just play fun music, and we play some love songs, we play some songs about just dancing or having a good time, and that's okay. We think there's value in that too. What we don't want to do is play anything that's going to get crossed up with our values in a negative way. So we don't want to play stuff that is going to make you feel uncomfortable playing it, like when your kids are around or something like that, if you got kids, or just things that, a lot of modern songs have a lot of language in them or a lot of sexual content or that kind of stuff. And we just feel like there's enough great music out there that doesn't have that stuff in it that we don't necessarily need to go to there to be listening to good music. So we're looking for music that adds value in a positive way. Not necessarily that it's explicitly spiritual, but there's some sort of added value that we go, yeah, listening to this song is fun. It's a good time, or there's some meaning or value behind it that we think is going to offer something a little bit deeper to you as a listener, as opposed to maybe some of the other stuff that we could do.
Right on. Last question. This is from Mark and Chris. What is the projection from going from a streaming service to on the radio?
That is the $1 million question. Maybe literally. Hopefully not literally. But there are a lot of different factors that play into that. What I can tell you is that we are actively working on that. I don't have any news to share right now, but that's something that we are working towards actively. So we want to be on the radio in Northwest Arkansas. That's our goal, and that's what we're working towards. I don't necessarily have a time frame. I can't tell you it's going to be in a month. It's not going to be in a month. I can't tell you that. If it's going to be 6 months or a year or 2 years or whatever it's going to be, but hopefully sooner rather than later. And it's something that we want to do. And so there are several factors that come into play with that. There's a lot of financial factors that go into that. There's a lot of cost of purchasing a signal if we're going to go that route, or finding one, acquiring one, making sure that we have adequate staffing to be able to run the station at a high level is something that we've got to think about. Making sure that we're making the right choice on the right way to enter the market. Are we going to do it with a signal that's really big, but that's going to cost a lot of money, that's going to have a lot of risk? Do we do something smaller to start with? So there's a lot of questions about that, but just know that we want that as much as you do, and we're going to keep working on it. And if that's something that you want, then there are a couple of ways that you can help us with that. Number one, please keep taking the music surveys and all of the surveys that we're doing, and interact with us on social media, those types of things, to let us know how we're doing. Give us feedback. Feedback is really going to help us develop the station. Number two, consider becoming a supporter of the station. It's going to take some money to get it on the air. I know it's a bit of an awkward thing for me to say, give us money. that's always a weird ask, but it's just a reality, right? And so consider becoming a supporter of the station. There's a link where you can give online at realfm.online. I encourage you to think about doing that if you're interested. And we're going to have some more details on that coming up this fall when we talk a little bit more about kind of our fall fundraiser. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more, looking for maybe some people to get in on the ground floor with Real FM to be kind of that first crop of financial supporters. That would help us a lot. And just listen a lot. That's the easiest thing you can do. If you can't give right now, if you can't, don't have time to give feedback, whatever, just keep listening, because we are reviewing those numbers, and our leadership is reviewing those numbers all the time to see, is Real FM growing? And if people are listening, what that tells us is people want this product.
Right.
And if people want it, then we got to figure out a way to give it to them, right? So if you're listening, then we're growing, then eventually this is going to be in our future.
Right.
And hopefully, if people are listening a lot, it'll be sooner rather than later.
And related to that, share Real FM.
Oh, please.
Everybody.
Yes. That should have been number 1 on the list. Never mind. 4 things you can do. That one's number 1. Go on Facebook, go on with your friends too. I was talking to someone the other day who said they were having a 4th of July party, and they turned on Real FM at the 4th of July party, and several people were like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And then they were able to just say, "Oh, this is Real FM. Here, download the app, do this." And that is huge for us. The way that we're going to grow is word of mouth. And you can do that in person with your friends, social media, whatever. Share us with others. That's going to help us grow a lot.
Yeah. So that's all of our questions. So if you have any more, be sure to keep sending them to us through the either beta tester page that you're on or our Facebook groups, or just hit us up on social media. I watch those and I make sure that we get those in as well. So if you've got any additional questions, leave a comment, tag us in something. I'll be watching for it. And thanks for watching this.